play.
Hi there, I'm Brittany. This is Lauren. We're two of Festival's nutrition experts. We're coming to you today from our kitchen because it's fall. Veterans Day is around the corner. And so we wanted to talk about one of our favorite brands, Prairie Grove Farms pork.
Yes, so one of the great reasons we love Prairie Grove Farms is because they put out an excellent product. They have lots of different pork varieties. Today we're going to be working with pork chops, but they have everything from ribs to pork tenderloins to sausage and
Ground meat, right?
Exactly. Yep. So we have lots of these products right in the meat department in our stores, and it's a very unique product in that it's 100% natural. So there are no fillers, so no water or anything like that added to the pork. There are no hormones, no antibiotics. Overall, it's a very natural product, and we feel great talking about it.
Absolutely. So their tagline is great taste without the worry because of all those reasons you just said. There's absolutely nothing added to it, just pure natural pork. And we want to talk about it this time of year because Prairie Grove Farms does a lot to support our veterans. Every purchase of this pork, they donate a portion of that to the Farmers Veteran Coalition. So what that does is it gives veteran farmers a chance to get back on their feet once they return after their military duties to kind of help them build a sustainable life back on the farm.
Yeah, so when you're purchasing this product, you can feel also great about it because some of that money is going right to programs to help veterans, which is great. And to date, they've raised over $240,000.
Yeah, that's huge.
To help veterans, which is excellent. And at Festival, we feel especially great also about this product because we also are committed to helping veterans. 3 of our stores actually, Menasha opening this Friday on Veterans Day, 8 to 4. We have Heroes Cafes.
Yes.
So you can, veterans can go in and gather free donuts, coffee, right in our store. So that's opening in Menasha on Friday.
Yes.
But also 2 of our other stores have had this going on for quite a while now.
Yep, Janesville and Summers. So it's always a really nice way to give back to our veterans that we serve in our communities.
Yes, so today we are making a fun fall flavored meal. As you can see, we've got some of the root vegetables out. And what we love about sheet pan meals, which is what we're making today, is that it's a great one dish dinner. So super great solution for family meals in the week, which we love.
Yeah, and this was super easy to throw together. And really, we chose some fall flavored vegetables today. So sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts. Really, you could do whatever you have left over if you're trying to use up some vegetables or if you just have new favorite veggie combinations you want to try. The sheet pan meals are a really great way to get that done.
Yeah, and if you have ideas throughout or questions, please feel free to submit a comment. Let us know if maybe you've tried something different or have another idea or just any questions that you have about Prairie Grove Farms or anything that we're making today. So we're happy to answer your questions.
Absolutely. So what we've done so far, we've laid our pork chops out. We have about 4 for this recipe. And we've put them on a baking sheet lined with foil, so really easy cleanup. And we can get started on making our salt-free spice blend.
Yes, so we've got lots of different spices over here, and what we love about this pork is that because it doesn't have any added fillers or anything like that, it has amazing flavor just on its own.
Absolutely.
So the rub that we're making is just a couple different spices, no salt, just something to give it a little bit of extra flavor.
Right.
But it's certainly optional if you would rather just cook them plain.
Absolutely, and you can find this spice rub recipe on our blog at festfoods.com/blog. It's actually a great rub recipe for all cuts of pork. So today we're using pork chops, but it works well on a tenderloin as well, or a roast. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands so I can actually get the rub on there. I'll let you
Perfect.
do
All right,
that
so
together.
what we're adding, a little bit of sugar, and we've got some garlic powder, allspice, which is very seasonal this time of year. Then we've got, this is cumin, thyme,
Some nutmeg.
this is cinnamon, and then nutmeg. And then a little bit of crushed red pepper to give it just a little bit of spice. But these are all things you likely have right at home in your spice cabinet, so nothing you necessarily need to go out. And if you don't have something, it's not a big deal.
Right, especially with our bulk herb and spice section in our natural and organic department. That is so helpful because you can buy just the amount of spices or herbs you need for the recipe, so you don't have to buy a whole $5 bottle. You can buy a 50-cent packet of whatever spice you need in the recipe.
Spices are better when they're fresh anyway, so if you have something in your cupboard for a couple of years, it's likely not going to have that same great flavor as if you bought it fresh, which is a great solution with the spicy.
I can actually take this from you if you want to do the veggies, and I'll work on this meat, just getting it rubbed down.
So we're going to put it on both sides of the meat. Simply just rub it. And then we're going to use a little bit of the extra spice on our vegetables. So today we chose sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts. Those are just two of our personal favorites, especially this time of year in harvest season. But you could certainly use any other root vegetable. So whether that be carrots or
potatoes or parsnips.
Yep. Even something like cauliflower or broccoli would be great. So you can really kind of customize this whatever veggies that you like. But today we're just using
absolutely. It's really customizable. There's a sheet pan meal for everybody.
Yes.
So these sweet potatoes, we just used 2 sweet potatoes for this recipe. And these are some pretty big ones, so I'm not sure if we need to use all of them. But they just were peeled and diced. So again, just really not a lot of cooking skills required here.
No, and not a lot of time either, which is really a big thing. So we're gonna couple of these throughout, and then move on to our Brussels. So these we've just washed,
and we halved and cut off the stems. So again, very simple.
Oh, I love roasted Brussels sprouts.
I know. That's probably my favorite fall food.
And roasting in the oven too is just a great cooking technique because it brings out all the natural sugars in the vegetables and they taste so sweet.
Just a little bit more flavor and those colors all together. I just can't get over how pretty that is.
Yeah. All right. So from here, we're going to just drizzle with some olive oil. And take the rest of our spice mix and just kind of sprinkle it all over the veggies, give them that same flavor.
Yes, and another reason we chose these veggies is because they do go really well with these spices. So the cinnamon, the allspice, the nutmeg, both of those pair really well with the Brussels sprouts and the sweet potatoes. So I know our spice rub was salt-free, but I'm going to add a little bit of salt just to bring out the natural flavors of the veggies.
And then we'll just add a little bit of ground black pepper as well.
And what I love about this is you're not having separate pots or bowls for each veggie. It's just all right here. You don't have to watch multiple pots on the stove. Yes. So we actually have one in the oven, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that.
Perfect.
It was in the oven at 425 for about 20 minutes, and then I flipped the pork chops halfway through just to make sure they were evenly cooked. So I'm going to go grab that.
And when we're cooking pork, you want to aim to cook it to at least 145 degrees. And actually, Prairie Grove Farms recommends 155 degrees. Making sure that there's maybe a little bit of pink, but definitely that it reaches that internal temperature to make sure that it's safe. And the veggies pretty much just soften, they get a little brown, which is really nice and gives it that nice charred flavor, which we really like.
Look at how beautiful this is. And that was only after 20 minutes in the oven. And that time can vary a little bit depending on, you just want the sweet potatoes to be tender, and like Lauren said, you want the pork to be at the right temperature. But it smells great.
Oh my gosh.
It smells like fall.
And what a perfect dinner for, a family of 4 or 5.
I mean, that's more than enough, side dishes and main protein for 4 people.
Yes, definitely. And if you wanted some sort of grain in there, you could definitely do like a steamed bag of rice, something like that, or fresh bread from our bakery department. And you really have a 1-dish meal in a matter of 40 minutes.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to try that. So let's get back to talking a little bit about Prairie Grove Farms and some things that make them different. So we were actually reading up a little bit, and we found out that they are barn raised as opposed to free range. So there's a difference, but it's actually for a really good reason.
Yes, a lot of people assume that all animals just want to be roaming outside, and a lot of animals do, but sometimes, especially when we're in the Midwest, which is where Prairie Grove Farms grows their pigs, is that it gets cold in the wintertime. So what they do is they barn raise them in the winter time
Yeah.
so that they're not outside when it's freezing cold. And they're also able to monitor nutrition a little bit closer versus just eating whatever is available outside.
Right. So if they're outside, they're able to forage, and maybe they eat something that's not so great for their diet. Their diet is typically at Prairie Grove Farms, corn and soy with clean water always. So they're getting the best nutrition so we can get the best pork products.
Yes, and they're very passionate about that too. And the more that I think we learn about farmers and where our food comes from, the more respect we have for a lot of these great food companies like Prairie Grove Farms that are super committed to the health and wellness of their animals, and how they're treated, and that really transfers to an amazing product for us too that we're very proud to have in our stores.
Absolutely.
So if you have further questions, please feel free to reach out to us, either by commenting on the video or reaching out to us via askfestivaldietitians.com, and we'll be happy to answer your questions.
Is it a matter of putting everything on the sheet all at one time, and everything just magically cooks to the correct doneness?
Yes, so kind of the same deal with our one-step prep meals in our meat department. The new trend or the new kind of discovery is that cooking meat and vegetables together at a high temperature for a short time actually works out really well. So because we cook this at 425 instead of 350 or 375, higher temperature, shorter time, so it was enough time for the veggies to get done perfectly and the pork to be cooked to the same temperature.
Because typically, like for sweet potatoes, for example, if you're cooking those at 350 in the oven, they can take over an hour easily. Just to soften up. So the sheet pan meals are great not only for just pork, but you can use salmon or other types of fish. The cook time will be a little bit shorter, but again, it's at that high temperature, as well as chicken. I mean, really the possibilities are endless.
Yeah,
For these
definitely.
sheet pan meals, but they're very trendy right now. For a great
absolutely.
reason.
Yeah, it's a great question though.
And you can do the same thing with any kind of beef or chicken, that it's not just a pork item.
Right. So I know there's recipes out there for chicken parmesan sheet pan meals, or there's all kinds of beef recipes too. So they're very trendy right now, so you shouldn't have problems finding those online. But yeah, definitely. Like Lauren said, the cook times might vary depending on the protein you choose. But yeah, everyth's doable.
And it's really as long as the meat is cooked, that's what we're most concerned about. So just checking that internal temperature if you're not quite sure. And the veggies usually soften up pretty well. And as you can see, even with the Brussels, they start to get charred a little bit, which is actually really great as far as flavor
it
goes.
is. Absolutely.
Awesome. And if people want to know more information about that rub in particular, where can they go?
bestfoods.com/blog. It's under our 20-minute meals blog, salt-free spice rubs.
So we also have another recipe in there, a salt-free spice rub specifically for beef. So we kind of separated it from pork to beef based on the different flavor profiles. But a couple different ideas in there. And in that blog, we use this particular spice rub recipe on pork tenderloin, which Prairie Grove Farms also offers in our stores. But that can, like you said earlier, it can easily be transferred to any sort of cut of pork.
Yep, absolutely.
Very cool.